Welcome back to Minute Mysteries, and this is number 3, The Fatal Error. Crowley was an eccentric and taciturn old fellow, but I liked him, remarked Fortney. When he was found dead last December, I took a personal interest in the case. Harold Bronson, his last known caller, had this to say about his visit. After leaving word at my hotel, where I might be reached if wanted, I arrived at Crowley's suburban estate shortly after 5 o'clock. I found him seated in the dusk at the end of the library table. Courteously enough for him, he waved me into a chair at the other end and invited me to dine with him at 8 o'clock. Reaching for my cigarettes, I remembered that Crowley did not permit smoking. His principal contribution to our discussion were his usual nods of approval, grunts, and monosyllables. Very sparing of words was Mr. Crowley. About 7 o'clock, the telephone rang, and he asked me to answer it. It was my wife asking me to return at once to see an unexpected visitor. Finishing the conversation, I returned to my chair, and after I explained the call, Crowley nodded his assent to my request to leave immediately. On the way out, as the lights had not been turned on, I bumped my head, which explains the bruise. Just as I reached the door, he called after me, "See you tomorrow at 10. He certainly was all right when I left him shortly after 7. Although Bronson's telephone alibi was later proved sound, he had hardly finished his story before I was convinced he was implicated, concluded Fortney. Now, take a minute. Pause the video. What directed suspicion to Bronson? According to this, the professor knew it would take a keener pair of eyes than Bronson's to see a nod in the dark. The lights had not been turned on, remember? See you next time.